Road trips
are one of the most
are one of the most
fun ways to travel.
fun way to travel.
While some people take
Well, some people say
road trips as a
road trip as a
budget-friendly option,
purchase of a funny option.
others simply prefer
Others simply prefer
this type of vacation.
this type of vacation.
The advantages
The advantages
are obvious.
are obvious.
You feel as free as a bird.
You feel as free as the bird.
Go where you want.
Go where you want.
Stay as long as you'd like.
Stay at the longest you place.
And move on to the next place.
And move on to the next place.
When you're ready to.
When you are ready to.
No stress.
No stress.
No appointments.
No appointments.
No obligations.
No obligation.
Before you start,
Before you start,
there are still a few
here are a few good
things that
things that
actually do need to be
need to be
planned beforehand. First of all,
First of all,
it is important
it is important
to decide whether you will start your
to decide whether it's car
car or mobile home
or mobile home
right outside your own front
right outside your front
door.
or
If you'd rather
if you travel
travel to another region
to reach it all
first and then start the road trip from
and then start the road trip start
there with a rental car.
since a rental car. Regardless of
which option you
which option you
choose, it is important to at
and it's impossible to
least have an
let's have an
idea
idea
of a few places
of ideal places
or destinations
or destinations
where you would like to visit.
where you would like to visit.
Make sure you
Make sure you
consider location and
share location and place.
stops in a line
Start in a line,
or in a circle.
marking circle.
Be sure to
Be sharp and
think about where you want
think about when you want
to spend
spend how much
time and
time
where you want to stay overnight.
and prepare is overstay with your night.
If you drive to a less populated area,
If you plus everyone to
then
place
also plan where you can get food, gas,
gas
or charge your car.
or charge a car,
But you don't need to
but you don't need to
plan everything
plan everything with
perfectly.
quickly.
It's better to allow
It's better to allow
yourself space
yourself space
for some spontaneity
for some spot maybe
and freedom.
and freedom. Part of it is
Experience is letting
parents is the lane
yourself drift
yourself drift
along the way.
along the way.
Simply turn off
Simply turns off
the main route and
the main room
discover new things along the
and covers new things along the way.
That's what makes it a
That's what makes it a
road trip.
room too.
Also,
Also,
it's important to
it's important to remember
you're on your own
that you're on your own
most of the time. So you should be able
to
treat small injuries
with a first aid
kit
kit
with things like bandages.
with things like bandage.
It also doesn't hurt
It also doesn't hurt To
Is
cut
changing tires
is changing stations
before starting your
before starting the
journey.
journey.
While driving a car is
While starting a car
often thought of as
is often of a
a boring,
boring,
everyday part of
everyday of
many people's
many people's
lives.
lives.
It is a big part of
It's as in big part
a vacation
vacations
during a road trip.
during a road trip
To make the drive more
to make the right small place.
pleasant, create your
Create your personal
road trip
road trip place
playlist with your favorite
with your favorite song
songs before the trip.
before the trip.
It's also a good idea to
It's also a good idea to
download some audio
download some audio
books and
books
podcasts,
and podcasts,
especially when children
especially when children
are with you.
are with it.
Up-to-date
An up-to-date
navigation system is
vacation system
practical for
is practical for
on the go too.
on the go too.
Clarify that with the car
Clarify that with the car
rental
company.
Otherwise,
Otherwise,
you can make do with the
you can make do with the
map on your phone,
map on your phone,
provided you have internet.
provided you have internet.
And on the way,
On the way,
it's not always guaranteed though.
it's always
A
guaranteed.
cooler bag is also
A toilet pad is also used
useful for keeping drinks
for keeping drinks,
cool
cool,
and snacks and
and snack.
other food fresh.
It's other food fresh.
Some electric cooling
Some at present calling park
bags can be connected to your
can be connected to your
car too.
car too.
This is often found
This is often found
in or near the cigarette
in or near the second
lighter.
red light.
While driving,
While driving,
it's better to eat
it's better to eat
snacks and finger food
mass and finger food
that don't spill or drip,
that
such as
don't feel
nuts,
for sweet,
sandwiches,
sandwiches,
or an apple,
or in apple,
yogurt,
yogurt,
or fresh melon.
or fresh melon.
On the other hand,
On the pan,
are less suitable
or less too,
because they can get
because they can get
messy
messy fast.
In general,
In general,
you should think
you should taste
carefully
carefully
about who you want to go.
about who you want to go.
On a road trip with.
On a road trip with.
You will spend many hours together
You will spend many hours again
in a tight space
in a tight space
and have the opportunity
and have your other do
for in-depth
in-depth conversations
and lots of fun.
and lots of fun.
Or
Marketing.
trips are
Most kids.
one of the most fun
Oh, looks like a most fun
ways to travel.
ways to travel.
While some people take road
Where some people take road
trips as a budget-friendly
and budget-friendly
option,
option,
others simply prefer
others simply prefer
this type of vacation.
the type of vacation.
The advantages
Its advantages
are obvious.
are
You
obvious.
feel as free
You feel as free
as a bird.
as the bird.
Go where you want.
Go where you are.
Stay as long as you'd like,
Stay as long as you play.
and move on to the next
And move on to the next
place
place
you're ready to.
when you're ready to.
No stress, no appointments.
No shame, no appointment.
Obligation.
No obligations.
Before you start,
Before you start,
are still a few things that
there are still the few things
actually do need to be planned
that actually do need your plan beforehand.
First of all,
First of all,
it is important to decide when
it isn't possible to decide when
you will start your car
you will start your car
or mobile home
or mobile home
right outside your own
right outside your home
front door.
front door.
Or if you'd rather travel
Or if you want to travel
to another region
to another region or
first, and then start the road trip
still
from
and
there
then start to from there
with a rental car.
and then rental car
Regardless of
regardless of
which option you choose,
which option
it
you
is
do.
important
It isn't possible
to at least have
and please have
an
idea
of a few places or destinations
of the few places destination
where you would like to
where you would like to visit.
make sure you consider
Make sure can consider
location
location
and plan your stops
and then you start
in a line or
in a line or in a
a circle.
circle.
Be sure to
Be sure to
think about where you
think about where you
want to spend
when you spend time,
how much time,
and
where you want to stay
and where you want to stay
overnight.
overnight.
If you drive to a less
If you drive to a less
populated
populated area,
then also plan
there's also plans
where you can get food,
where you can get food, car,
or charge your car.
or charge your car.
But you don't need to plan
But you don't need to plan and
everything perfectly.
everything perfectly.
It's better to allow
It's better to allow
yourself space for some
maybe
and freedom.
and
Part
freedom.
of the experience
Part of this experience
is letting yourself
is letting yourself
drift along the way.
drift a lot of way.
Simply turn
Simply turn off
off the
them
main route
main route
discover new things along the way.
and discover new things along the way.
That's what makes it a
That's what makes it a
road trip.
road trip.
Also,
It's important
to remember that you're on your own
to remember that you are on your own
most of the time.
most
So
of the
you should
time.
be able to treat small
So you also may able to choose or
injuries with a first aid
in choose of the first
kit
aid
with
kit.
things like bandages.
It's when like panic
It also
and also this
doesn't hurt to practice changing
doesn't have to pressure
tires
tire buffer
before starting your journey.
more starting your
While
journey.
driving a car is often
While driving a car or
thought
person
of as a
all than start the heart
boring, everyday part
everyday
of
heart
many people's lives.
and any people's life.
It is a big part
And it's the big part
of a vacation
of the vacation
during a road trip.
during a road trip
To make the drive more pleasant,
to make the drive more pleasant.
create your personal road
Create your personal
trip playlist
YouTube playlist
your favorite songs
with your favorite song
for the trip.
but for the trip.
It's also a good idea to
It's also a good idea
download some audio
download of audio
books and
book
podcast.
and podcast,
Especially when
and checklist us too.
children are with
During us,
you.
with though
An up-to-date navigation
an up-to-date navigation
system is
system
practical for on
is practical for all
the go-to.
to go
Clarify
to.
that with the car
Clarify us at the core
rental company.
rental company.
You can make do
Otherwise, you can meet to
with the map on your
with the map on your phone,
provided you have
provide has had you
internet on the way.
internet on the way.
It's not always guaranteed though.
It's not a way into them.
A cooler bag
It's all a part.
is also useful
It's also useful
for keeping drinks cool
keeping things
and snacks and
and spice
other food
other food fresh.
fresh. Some electric cooling bags
Some as athletes need to pass
can be connected to
can be connected to
your car too.
your car too.
This is often
This is often
found in or
found here
near the cigarette light.
the cigarette light.
While driving,
While driving,
it's better to eat snacks
it's better to need flasks
and finger food
and finger food
that don't spill
that don't spill
or drip. So
or drift.
just nuts,
Just
sandwiches,
chestnut sandwiches.
or an apple.
Or in apple.
Yogurt or
Yogurt
fresh melon on the
or fresh melon.
other hand
On the hand,
are less suitable
or less insurable.
because they can get messy.
Because can you get mess fast?
In general,
In general,
you should think carefully about who
should things be carefully about
you want to go on
you want to go on
a road trip with.
seriously.
You will spend many hours together.
You won't spend many hours to go
Tight space.
and many tight space in travel.
The opportunity for
If opportunities to
in-depth conversation
in-depth conversation
and lots of fun or arguments.
and such a bunch
Road
processes
trips are one of the most fun ways to travel.
to travel.
Some people take road trip
So some people just road to
trips as a budget-friendly
it's make your fresh
option.
usually option.
Others simply prefer the
Others simply prefer them
type of vacation.
type of vacation.
The advantages are obvious.
The advantages are often you feel
As free as a
and free as awesome
bird.
bird.
Go where you want.
Go
Stay
where you want.
as long as
Still as the longest
you like.
you play
And move on to the next
and move on in the next
place
place
when you're ready to.
when you are ready to.
No stress,
No stress,
no appointment,
no appointment,
no obligation.
no obligation.
Before you start,
Before you start,
there are still a few
There are still a few
things that
things
actually do need to be planned
that actually do need plans beforehand.
First of all,
First of all,
it is important to decide whether
it is important to decide
you will start your car
you start your car
or mobile home
or mobile home
right outside
right outside
your own front
your own front
door.
door.
Or if you'd rather
If you rather try
travel to another
to
region first and then start
start
the road trip from
the road trip from there
there with a rental car.
with a rental car.
Regardless of
Regardless of
which option you choose,
which option you choose,
it is important to at least have an
it's even possible to open different
idea of a few places
of the east places
or destinations
or
where
destination
you would like to
where you would like to
visit.
visit.
Make sure you consider location
Make sure you can show your location
and plan your stops
and plan your stop
in a line or
in a line or in a
circle.
circle.
Be sure to think about where
Because just think about where
you want to spend
in,
how much time,
how much time,
and where you want to stay
and where you want to stay
overnight. If you drive to a less populated area, then also plan
where you can get food,
gas,
gas,
or charge your car.
or charge your car.
But you don't need to plan everything perfectly. It's better to allow yourself space for
It's
some
there you feel this place
spontaneity and freedom.
for maybe and freedom.
Part of the experience is
Part of this experience,
letting yourself drift along the way,
letting yourself
Simply
start a lift away,
off the main route, and
start a main room,
discover new things
and start a few things
along the way.
go along the way.
That's what makes it a road
That's what makes it a room
trip.
trip.
Also, it's important to remember that you're on your own most
That
of
you're
the time.
on your own
So
on
you should
the time
be able to treat small injuries with a first aid
in the first aid
kit
kit
with things like bandages.
with thin light bandages.
It also doesn't hurt to practice
That also doesn't hurt to practice
changing tires
vision tire
before starting your journey.
before starting the test.
While driving a car is often thought of as
While driving the car or stopping this
a boring,
a boring
everyday part of
every day of
many people's lives.
many people's
It is
lives,
a big part of a
and it's in big parts
vacation. During
its vacations
a road trip,
during
to
his
make the
road trip,
drive more pleasant,
tries road trip,
create your personal road trip
train your personal test place
playlist with your favorite songs
when your favorite song
before the trip.
before the trip.
It's also a good idea
A sort of a good idea
to download some audio
to download an audio
books
your book
and podcasts,
and podcast,
especially when
especially when
children are with you.
children action
An up-to-date
in update
navigation
navigation
system is
Yes,
practical for all.
it's practical for them
On the go too.
on the go
Clarify
time.
that
Clarify out
with the car
with the car
a rental company.
rental car company.
Otherwise,
Otherwise,
can they do
can they do
with the map on your
with the map on your phone,
phone, provided you have internet
provided you have internet
and on the way.
on
It's
the way.
not always guaranteed
Not always scary
though.
either.
A cooler bag
A cooler bar is
is also useful for keeping drinks cool
also used with covers instant
and snacks and
and smart is
Other food fresh.
other food fresh.
Some electric cooling bags can be connected to
Some college rice fully packed.
your car too.
Is that your car?
This is often found
This is always found
in or near the cigarette lighter.
in
While
or near
driving,
the cigarette
it's
lighter.
better to eat
It's better to eat
snacks and finger
smart and finger
food
food
that don't spill
and don't spill
or drip,
or drink,
such as nuts,
such as nuts,
sandwiches,
sandwiches,
or in apple,
or in apple,
yogurt, or fresh melon. On the
yogurt or
other
fresh
hand,
melon,
are less suitable
or less than suitable
because they can get messy
because they can get messy
fast.
fast.
In general,
In general,
you should think
you should think
carefully
carefully
about who you want to go
about who you want to go
on a road trip with.
on a road trip with.
You will spend many hours
You will spend many hours
together
together
in a tight space
in a tight space
and have the opportunity
is happy opportunity
for in-depth conversations
for guest conversations
and lots of fun
and lots of fun
or arguments.
or arguments.
Road trips are one of the
Road trips are one of the
most fun ways to travel.
most fun ways to travel.
While some people
Where some people take road
trips as
trips
a budget-friendly
and a budget friendly
option,
option.
others simply
Others simply
prefer this type of
prioritize in
vacation.
vacation.
The advantages
The expenditure
are obvious.
are office
You feel as free as a
refuse a piece of
bird.
bird
Go where you want.
with no resume.
Stay as long as you
Stay as long as you
like,
like.
and move on to the next place.
That you are in the mood place.
When you're ready to.
When you are ready to.
No stress.
No stress.
No appointment.
No appointments.
No
No obligations.
Before you start,
there are still a few
things
things
that
that actually need
to be planned
to be planned
beforehand.
beforehand.
First of all,
First of all,
it
it is important
to decide whether you will
to decide where you either
start your
start your car
mobile home
or mobile home
right outside
right outside
your own front door.
your own front door,
If you'd rather travel
or if you ever travel
to another
to whichever region
region first.
first,
And then start the road
and then start a road
trip from there with
to a road there
rental car.
with a rental car,
Regardless of
regardless of
which option
which option
you choose,
you choose.
it is important
And it's important
to at least have an
to have lived as a life
idea
dear
of a few places or destinations where you would like to visit.
when you would
Make
like
sure
to
you
visit,
consider location and plan your stops in a line or in a
or in the way
circle.
circle.
Be sure to
Be sure
think about where you want
to think about where you want
to spend
to spend a time,
how much time,
and where
you want to stay
you want to stay
overnight.
overnight.
If you drive to
If you are to
a less populated area, then also
and also
plan
when
where you can get food, gas,
gas
or charge your car.
for choice of course,
are. But you don't need
but you don't need
to plan everything
to plan everything
perfectly.
perfectly.
It's better to allow
It's matter to about
yourself space
yourself space,
for some spontaneity
some spontaneity
and freedom.
and freedom.
Part of the
Part of living
experience is letting
experience and take place
yourself drift along the way. Simply turn off
simply turns off
the main route
the main room
and discover new things
and discover new things
along the way.
along the way.
That's what makes it
That's what makes it
a road trip.
a road too.
Also,
Also,
it's important
it's important
to remember
to remember
that you're on your own most of the time.
that you are on your own through time.
So you should be
Some should be
able to treat
able to choose
small injuries with
small interests
a first aid kit
before instead
with things
with things
like bandages.
like bandages
It also doesn't hurt
and also doesn't hurt.
to practice changing
The lasting
tires
chimes
before starting your
before starting to sure.
While driving a car, it
While driving a car,
is often thought of
it's often on the
as a boring,
as a bar.
everyday part of many people's
Every page of every
lives.
life
It is a big part of a
is a big part of the
vacation during
vacation
a road trip.
during your childhood
To make the drive
to make a drive
more pleasant, create
or present. Create
your personal road trip
your personal road tours
playlist
list
with your favorite songs before the trip.
before the tour.
It's also a good idea
It's also a
to
good idea
download some audiobooks
to observe book
and podcasts,
and podcast,
especially when
especially when
children are with you.
throw in a globe
An up-to-date navigation system
and navigation
is
systems is
practical
graphical
for on-the-go too.
on the go too.
Clarify that with the
Clear the voice for
car rental
with car to come.
company. Otherwise,
Otherwise,
you can make do with
you can make do what
the map on your
map on your
phone,
phone,
provided you have internet
provided that you handle
on the way.
on the way.
It's not always guaranteed,
It's always not yet there.
though.
Indeed,
A
there.
cooler bag is also useful
It's all it has is also used
for keeping drinks cool
for keeping drinks cool
and snacks and other
and fast on over to
food fresh.
fresh.
Some electric cooling bags
Some
can
are
be
different
connected to
cooling
your
pads
car too.
probably too.
This is often found
This is often found
in or near the cigarette lighter.
in the stars
While
with less dryer.
It's
Living
better to eat
is better to eat
snacks and finger food
in the
that don't
finger food
spill or
and don't
drip,
spill. It's dry,
such as nuts,
such as nuts,
sandwiches, or
sandwiches,
an apple,
or an
yogurt,
apple, yogurt,
or fresh
or fresh
melon. On
melons,
the other hand,
or in other hands,
are less suitable
Less
because
tunable.
they can get messy fast.
Messy, fast.
In general,
In general,
you should think carefully about
you should think carefully about
who you want to go
who you want to go
on a road trip with.
on a road trip with.
You will spend many hours together
You
in
will
a
spend
tight
many
space
hours of
and
time
have
with
the opportunity for in-depth conversation
for a conversation
and lots of fun.
and lots of fun.
Or arguments.
More
Road
arguments.
trips are
Road trips are
one of the most fun ways to
one of
travel.
the most one
While
trips.
some people take
There are some people too.
road trips as
Road
a
trips as a
budget-friendly
cheapest
option,
friendly
others
option.
simply prefer this type of
Simply
vacation.
prefer
The
vacation.
advantages are obvious.
These are
You
benefits.
feel as
It's
free
free
as a
and
bird.
free
Go
starting
where
point.
you want,
Go
stay
where the
as
bus,
long as you
stay as long as
like,
you like,
and move on to
and move on to
the next place
next place.
when you're ready to.
When you
No
are ready
stress.
to express
No appointment.
no appointment,
No obligations.
no obligation.
Before you start, there are still a few things that
There are
actually
still a few things
do need to be planned
that usually during time beforehand.
First of all,
First of all,
it is important to
it is important
decide whether you will start your car
to decide where your school for
mobile home right outside your own front
right
door.
outside your house door.
Or if you'd rather travel
Or if you rather travel
to another region first
to
and then
even church
start the road
and
trip
start
from
the
there
road trip
with
there,
a rental car.
even travel for
Regardless of which option you choose, it is important to at least have an idea
have
of
an idea
few places
of the few places
or destinations
or destination
where you would like to visit.
where you would like to visit.
Make sure you consider location and
Make sure it can use a location
plan your stops
and plan your stop
in a line or
in a line more is
circle.
circle.
Be sure to think about where
Be
you
sure it's think about where
want to spend how
you want to
much
spend
time
how you time
and where you want to stay
and where you want to stay
overnight.
night.
If you drive to a less
If you drive during that
populated area,
populated area
then also plan where you can
and also plan where you
get food,
get food,
gas, or
gas, more,
charge your car.
charge your car.
But you don't need to plan
But you don't need to plan
everything perfectly.
everything flawlessly.
It's better to allow yourself
It's better to fail yourself,
space for some spontaneity
pay for some spot maybe,
and freedom.
and freedom.
Part of the experience is
Part of experience
letting yourself
is letting yourself
drift along the way.
drift along the way.
Simply turn off
Simply turn off
the main route and
the main room and
discover new things
discover new things
along the way.
along
That's
the
what
way.
makes it a road trip.
That's love of stay rules too.
So,
Also,
it's important to remember
it's important to remember
that you're on your
that you're on say
own most of
oh you're say
the time.
the time.
So you should be
So you should be
able to treat small
able to share small
injuries with a first aid
trees that the most bad
kit with things like
within his waistband
bandages. It also doesn't hurt to
and also doesn't hurt
practice changing tires
brushing
before
teeth brighters
starting your journey.
before starting your church.
While driving a car is often thought of
Where driving a car is often said
as a boring
as empowering
lives.
Every tasting pass in many people's lives.
It is a big part of a vacation.
It's in a big part of the vacation
During a road trip.
during a road trip.
To make the drive more pleasant.
To make the drive more pleasant.
Your personal road trip
Your personal road trip
playlist with your favorite song.
With your favorite song.
Before the trip.
Before
It's
the trip.
also a good idea to
It's also a good idea.
Download some audiobooks.
Download of audiobooks
and podcasts. Especially when children are with you.
Children on weekend.
An up-to-date
navigation system
is practical for
and practical from
on the go too.
Clarify
that with the car.
Or rental company.
Otherwise, you can't make do with them.
You can make do with them.
Map on your phone. Provided you have internet. On the way.
It's not always.
It's guaranteed though.
It's guaranteed though.
A cooler bag is also useful for keeping drinks cool. And snacks
and
other food fresh.
It's all the food fresh.
Some electric cooling bags
can be
connected to your car too.
This is often found used.
Or near the cigarette lighter. While driving, it's better
to
eat snacks
It's less
and finger food.
It's closer.
Food that don't spill or drip.
That's horseless.
Such as nuts,
sandwiches,
or an apple,
or
or fresh melon.
Younger or fresh melons.
On the other hand, are less suitable because they can get messy fast. In general, you should think carefully about who you want to go on a road trip. You will spend many hours together too. Tight space. And have the opportunity for in-depth conversations. And lots of fun. Or arguments. Road trips are one of the most fun ways to travel. While some people take road trips as a budget-friendly option. Others simply prefer this type of vacation. The advantages are obvious. You feel as free as a go where you want,
But go where you want.
stay as long as you'd like,
Stay at your longest place.
and move on to the next place when you're ready to. No stress.
No stress.
Appointments.
No appointments.
No
No obligations.
Before you start.
Before you start.
There are still a few things
There are still a few things
that actually
do
need to be planned.
You need to be planned
And
beforehand.
First of all,
It
is
isn't for us
to decide
whether you
start your car
or
mobile home
mobile home
right outside your own front
right outside your old room
door. Or if you ever travel to another region first, and then start the road trip from there with a rental car. Regardless of which option you choose, it's even smart to at least have an idea of a few places or destinations where you would like to visit. Make sure you can see a location and plan your stop in a line or in a circle. Be sure of this. Think about where you want to spend much time and where you want to stay overnight. If you drive is the last petrol latest area, then also plan with where you can get food, gas, or charge your car. But you need to plan everything perfectly. It's better to allow self space for some spontaneity and freedom. But of this area is letting yourself drift along the way. Simply turns off the main route and discovers new things along the way. That's what makes them you right. But also, it's important to remember that you're at your most of the time. So you should be able to treat small and way serious. Aid kit with things like bandages. It also doesn't hurt to practice change tire before starting while driving right. The car is often thought of as a boring, everyday part of many people's lives. It is a big part of and it's a big part of a vacation during a road trip. To make the drive more pleasant, create your personal road trip playlist with your favorite song before the trip. It's also a good idea. To download some audio and podcasts, especially when Christians are with you. An up-to-date navigation system is practical for on-the-go. It's got a road about too. Clarify that with the car rental companies. Otherwise, you can make do with a map on your phone. Provided you have internet on the way. It's not always guaranteed though. Aren't always theaters. A cooler bag is also useful for keeping drinks cool and snacks and other food. Just an always packing full.
can be connected to your too.
This is often found
This is often found
or near the cigarette
in or near the second round.
That's lighter.
While driving,
it's better to eat snacks
it's the better things these are
and
finger food
that don't spill.
that don't spill.
Or drip,
Or
such
drip,
as nuts,
such as nuts, sandwiches,
or an apple,
more an apple,
yogurt, fresh melon.
Or fresh melons.
On the other hand,
are
less suitable because they can get messy fast.
Because they can get messy fast.
In general,
you should think carefully
about who you want to go on
a
road trip with.
road trip with.
You will spend
You will spend many
hours together
in a tight space
and have the opportunity
and
for
have you a 21st
depth
conversations
and lots of fun
and lots of fun.
or arguments.
More arguments.
Road trips are
Road trips are
one of the most fun ways to travel.
fun way to travel.
While some people take road
Where some people take road
trips as
trips
a budget-friendly option,
as the only person,
simply prefer this
but the simply prefers
type of vacation.
the type of vacation.
The
Where advantages
are obvious.
shape of office.
You feel as free as a bird.
You feel as free as a bird.
Go where you want, stay as
Go where you want, stay and
long as you like,
long as you please,
and move on to the next
place
when you're ready to.
when you're ready to.
No stress,
That's
no
no stress,
appointments,
no appointment.
obligations. Before you start, there are still a few things that actually
There are still a few things that you ask
do need to be planned.
usually still need the place
And
beforehand.
First of all,
First of
it
all,
is important to
it is important
decide whether you will start your
to decide where your task will
car
car
or
or mobile home
outside your own front
right outside a most home
door.
door,
Or if you'd rather travel
or if you wasn't follow
to
there is another reason
region first,
first,
and then start the
then start the
road trip from there
road trip from there
with a rental car.
with a rental car.
Regardless of which option you choose,
and it's important to
at least
we have an idea of few places
or
or destination where you would like to visit.
Make sure you consider location
Make sure you can see a location
and plan your stops in a line
and
or
stand you a lot of the line
in a circle.
in a circle.
Be sure to
Be sure is
think about where you want
think about where you want
to spend how
to spend
much time
much time
where you
and where you
want to stay
want to stay
overnight.
overnight.
If you drive to a less populated
If you drive a popular area
then also plan where
and also plans where
you can get
you can get food,
gas,
use
or
as
charge your car.
or start your
But
car.
you don't need to plan
Like you don't need to plan
everything perfectly.
in everything furnished to.
It's better to allow yourself space
It's better to allow yourself
for some
space or some stars,
maybe,
and
Part
freedom.
of the experience is
Part
letting
of
yourself
freedom,
drift
herself drift
along the way.
along the
Simply
way.
turn off the main route and discover new things
and discover new things
along the way.
along
That's
the way.
what makes it a road
That's long missing a road
trip.
too.
Also, it's important
it's important
to remember that you're on
that you're on
your own most of the time. So
you should
be able to treat
be able to chase small
small injuries with a first
you chase after first
aid kit. With things like
with thin lap and
bandages.
Jesus.
It also doesn't
There also was
hurt to
Austin Hearth
practice
practice change
changing tires
tire
before starting
before starting
your journey.
your journey
While driving a car is often thought of as a
it's often offered as a
boring,
boring
everyday part of many
everyday part of many
people's lives. It is a big part of a
it's a big part of
vacation
during the road trip
to make the drive more
to make a drive or
pleasant.
pleasant
Your person
courage a person
no road trip
no road trip
playlist
playlist
with your favorite song
where your favorite song
before the trip.
before it trip
It's also a good
it's also a good
idea to
idea to download
some audiobooks
some audiobooks
and
and podcasts
especially
that special use
when children are
and
with
shoveless story
an up-to-date
and up-to-date
navigation
application to
system
system is practical
practical for on-the-go too.
to go to alcohol too.
Clarify that
Clarify task
with the car
with the car
rental company.
is the company.
Otherwise,
Otherwise,
you can make do with the map.
you can make do with the task
App on your phone,
on your phone
provided you have internet on the way.
on the way.
Not always guaranteed,
It's not always carried,
though.
so
A cooler bag is
its cooler pass
also
also used
useful for keeping drinks cool and snacks and
Snacks
other
glass
food fresh.
and
Some
possible
electric
dry.
cooling bags can be connected to
Pass can be recognized
your car too.
your cars too.
This is often
This is often found
found in or near the cigarette
or near the cigarette
lighter.
lighter
While driving,
while driving.
it's better to
It's better to